Share it live.
People say, those some have to leave to make your way. But in your hearts, I know their destiny. So come home and pick up the country. Sweet, sweet TNT.
Good afternoon to those of you now logging on. Betty James, Brazil, Lynette, Mary Suku, Joseph Moses, Maria Lyons, Christine Edward Farrow, Lawrence Gibbs.
From Cuba to Signal Hill.
Facebook looking nice. Set those numbers up.
Matlock down to Port of Spain.
We're on the inside.
In my solar rain. Sweet,
Apollonius Pitts, a Betty Springer, Beirut Live.
sweet TNT. No place in this world I'd rather.
How you guys doing today? Eric, John Edwards, Tanisha Bruce, Jayut Hoyt, how you doing, Jayut? Melange Renault, Prezi Force, good afternoon to you. Leslie, Malcolm Blackman, Hollis Clifton, Shadil, Balfour, Matt Ragnat, Deborah C. Jones, Asim Jules. God bless you too, Asim. Marlon Richards, how you doing today?
We might seem to be, we still fight to be a fight.
Ole on the inside early, Ole representing this ish early.
We blessed with a spirit fire.
Remember, as you're getting to like the video and send the live, share the live, share the live, share the live.
Make the sing sweet, sweet TNT. Oh, how I love my country, sweet, sweet
How you doing, Jason King, Sharon Griffith, James Melka, Rock, and Renee Lewis?
TNT.
I'm confident. Facebook looking good. Let me go over to YouTube and see how we looking on this side of the fence right now. Yes, we look good.
Westmore into the
Those numbers are climbing. Elizabeth Edwards, Kevin Williams, Trevor Mischief, Yvonne Mackey. Love always to you as well, Yvonne. Or Yvette. Where did I get Yvonne from? Lord Yvette. Hope you're having an awesome day today.
how I love my country, sweet, sweet.
I know Michelle Superwoman is in the background, as well as Same Dude and all the other crews that meet us on this spot every afternoon, Monday to Friday on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for staying with us. So, goodly people, let us jump straight inside of it. Two serious issues I want us to discuss today. All right? Let me give Ole a hint. This has to do with us as a people, collectively. It has to do with the future of our country. It has to do with the future of our citizenry. And I think you should have a say on these two issues that I'm going to raise this afternoon. You know, it doesn't really come heavy on a Friday, but I think this needs a discussion. Yeah? Because thanks Robert, many of our lives will depend on the outcome of this discussion. So here we go. Story in today's Guardian. Manning meets with Chamber over plan to increase the retirement age. The Manning in question is Brian Manning, Minister in the Ministry of Finance. Consultations concerning the proposed increase in the compulsory age of retirement from 60 to 65 years continued this week as Minister in the Ministry of Finance, Brian Manning, met with two chambers about this plan. Representative of the TNT Chamber of Industry and Commerce and the Greater San Fernando Area Chamber of Commerce were guests of the minister at his Port of Spain office. In a release, the ministry said the chamber representatives held stimulating and amicable discussion surrounding the subject matter. The release also confirmed that further consultation with stakeholders will continue in the near future. Manning had kicked off discussions with stakeholders in February when he met with National Union of Government and Federated Workers. The discussion followed a suggestion by the Minister of Finance, Calm Imbe, last year, when the pension age could be adjusted after it was revealed the National Insurance Board of TNT, NIB, could face long-term financial issues based on projections. The minister said, based on the trends, it appeared the expenditure of NIS was exceeding in its income, while projections stated the National Insurance Fund's assets could be depleted within the next 25 years. Now, 25 years for some of us may sound like a real long time, but 25 years can pass in the wink of an eye. That's literally 1, 2, 3. Yeah. That's about 5 general elections away. And is this something that we're prepared for if and when it happens? Let's just say we wake up tomorrow because consultations are happening. Yeah? And we realize the age for retirement has moved from 60 to 65. Do you have what it takes to survive those extra 5 years? Now, I'm on the ground, and I understand some people look forward to retirement so they can collect the little NIS while they await their national pension. However, if persons are now being told that they can apply for it at age 65, then how are you going to make it through from 60 to 65? Is it that you're going to remain on the job longer? Do you have any insurance plans in place for retirement that you could live off of? With the way how times are hard and things are going, every man for their own order, so you can't depend on your children or family members to step in and assist. So what are you going to do? The reason why I've started this conversation today is for us to come up with a game plan so we could start acting on it now. So if it does happen, it doesn't catch you off guard. As you know, I run a home care agency. I deal with elderly people on a daily basis. Persons who are in the golden years of their life, and most of them are worried about paying me at the end of the month, because their pension is just not enough. When they have to buy their pills and they pay their expenses and their toiletries and their whatever else is needed to run their home, and some of them paying rent, it's just not enough to pay me at the end of the month. You know how many times we have to do ourselves an injustice by making adjustments to invoices for clients because they just can't meet our bills? That's the reality. And I always say to myself, I don't ever want that to be me when I reach that age. Because my boys are grown, and you know, boy children, and they reach a certain age, they get married. Like one is about to do now. Yes, all year. I was to give all of that story, but we could talk about that another time. One of my sons, the eldest one, has given me intentions of marrying his childhood sweetheart. She's a dream. I love her. She's a darling. Came from a very strong Islamic home. Very good family. We grew up together, so I know the family well. The family knows me well. So it's something that I have to process, because, you know, my babies will always be my babies, and it's my baby, you know. So thinking about it gives me a heartbreak a bit, because it's actually to the stage where, this thing's serious. I don't have babies anymore. But enough about me for now, and that for now. I'm really happy for him, and as parents, we intend to guide our children along the straight path. And I always wanted for my children what I had for myself. So I'll leave that there for now. How are we going to deal with this new proposed conversation? The minister is meeting with chambers. You know, he's talking with stakeholders. You're the real stakeholder. If this comes into play, how is this going to affect you? I'm going to open up the lines and take your calls. Feel free to call in. Numbers to call 342-0081-771-1791-466-5391. Christopher Wilson says the average graduates are being employed late due to limited job market. So if 65 years is okay for young professionals to achieve their dreams at the right age. So people are having their say. Let's see who's on the outside. Get their thoughts. Caller, you live.
Good afternoon.
Hey, will you come out? Yes, me and hear you.
Oh, yes.
Guru, I have not heard you in 90 no long.
Well, happy New Year to you.
And Merry Christmas and all of that. Yes, me and hear you.
No, you hear me this year.
Well, okay. Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, everything. Go ahead, Guru.
Yes, I remember in the budget presentation before the 2020 general election, the finance minister, Mr. Iwer, said, he mentioned about the possibility of what you are talking about with the NIS. And he said, anyhow, we good till 2030. We have enough funds to carry the NIS payment till 2030. As soon as the election was finished and they won the election, they started talking about raising the age to 65 so that people could be employed longer and contribute to the fund longer as well. Now, Aisha, as you bring up this topic here, I want to say something about, I heard the Minister of Social Development on the same subject saying last night on the news that abuse of elderly people skyrocketed in 2019 because of the fact that the government, that is when the government raised the senior citizens pension. Now, I am not a recipient of old age pension. I am not. Let me make that absolutely clear. But the fact is, what she is talking about is that people who are in, senior citizens who are in receipt of the NIS $3,000, there was a cap put on the amount of funds they will get from the senior citizens pension. I think it was 2,000, Aisha, and then they raised it to about 2,005 or 3,000. And even if it has reached 3,005 now, that is not no increase, Aisha. Well, first of all, it's not everybody who receives an old age senior citizens pension. It's just a few hundred people who also get NIS and receive the senior citizens pension, and that would not be an increase, because when they came into office, the senior citizens pension was already $3,500. So when she come and say in 2019 there was an increase in seniors, but that is not true. She's not being honest when she says that. She's just trying to give power to the PNM, because when they came in, it was 3,005. And if they increased, those people who are getting an NIS pension, they remove the cap and put some $500 more or $1,000 more, it still does not add up to an increase in pension, because they are not getting more than 3,005. I just wanted to make that absolutely clear, Tom.
All right, Guru. Well, I'm sure the minister would be getting her figures from somewhere. I can't say for the figures that the minister would have, but I remember around that time, seniors were being targeted for their pensions outside banks. Some of them were being robbed. Some of them was being followed. And that is just based off of headlines I'm going with. So like I say, I don't know what figures the minister had to make such a statement. However, I could remember just from headlines alone that seniors were being targeted. All right, Guru, but it was good to hear you. And I shock you ain't getting no pension. Guru, you ain't reached that age yet? Nah, man, Guru, you ain't reached 65 yet? Guru, you look like 100. Caller, you live?
Good evening, sister.
How you doing, darling?
But you had to ask yourself if he's at Trinbagonian first. Because I sure irritates you like that. But anyhow, let me explain to you. people, Aisha Wells, who are collecting NIS, was collecting, I think, either 2,000 or that. You see, there's commanded what the facts. When this administration took over, the people who was getting NIS, there wasn't, let me say the pension was 3,000 and the government moved it to 3,500. The people who was collecting NIS wasn't getting the 3,500 pension. They was getting 2,500 and they was getting the NIS. So what the government did is increase those who collecting the NIS, increase the pension, the old age pension that they would collect 2,500 where the average person was collecting 3,000 or 3,500, and they has increased those who were collecting NIS, those who was collecting their pension from 2,500 either 3,000 or 3,500. So they has increased it by almost 1,000 of them. You understand what I'm saying, sister? Two different groups. There's the group who only collect pension, and there are a group who collect
both NIS and pension.
Right. Their national pension was a lot less than those who only collect pension. So what the government did was increase those who pay
So
the
they
NIS.
matched it, in other words.
Yes, sister. So you see the guru in the fact that there's only come to talk. There ain't no guru. I tell you, there's only one guru, two gurus here, a male and a female. Sister Jenny and Mr. Chance. Right?
Well said.
He ain't no guru. He ain't no guru. He days for that dead. He can't collect pension here. So now that tells you. Enjoy the evening. And
Thank you
sister,
so much.
One more thing. What we have to understand that there are some elderly folks who take good care of themselves are living a lot longer. What we have to ask, how much you pay in NIS? And see if over your lifetime in NIS, if the contribution depends on how long you live, if you don't outlive the contribution that you contribute. You understand what I'm saying?
So, and basically, you're saying some of them may need to add a little more.
Yes, it is time. Look like me. I'm somewhat self-employed. I used to drive taxi. I work in a couple of places. When I do check myself, these people they're taking out the NIS money.
But they're not paying it.
They never pay it. And when you go to the NIS, and this is a problem we have, I go to the NIS office and I say, yeah, we're going to, I was working so and so, and I would like to know. They tell me, they can't tell me that. All they do is give me a NIS number. So now, since I am self-employed, I would like to go and pay my NIS. And I am, unfortunately, I cannot just walk into the NIS office and say, my name is so and so, and I work so and so, and this is my what
So
I
what
work
is
for.
the restrictions? What's not allowing you to do that?
Because you're self-employed, unless you don't register that as a business and so on, and go through the whole 9 yards.
Oh.
Outside the system. There is no way to get us in, and we losing a lot of tax-paying dollars because they can't pull we into this. A taxi driver, we just make noise. I'm paying VAT and I'm paying this. A taxi driver or don't really contribute nothing unless they are paying a light bill and they'll take out VAT from a light bill. The government has subsidized that light bill so much your VAT that you pay there nothing compared to the subsidy that is straight on it. You understand what I'm saying? So, as individuals, the government need to find a way that I, who willing to pay, could just walk in the NIS office every 3 months and say, all right, this is my contribution. Enjoy your evening, sister.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bataria. Well, he brought in another part to the discussion, people. And I can tell you it's a serious issue I want us to touch today. We had to take a look at this. We're being told that the funds in the NIS could be depleted in 25 years. What are we going to do when it's done? Turn around and say we didn't know? We have to have a plan. What is our plan? Caller, you live?
No, Mr. Swell. I don't know how many years I come to you. Mr. Swell from my country, right? I'm a caller every day. Yesterday, the post salvation, like, you're the working holiday, right? Mr. Swell, anytime I have to miss it, I just come to you, right? How the rest of the go fit by 50 and then you will nothing, that's nothing by dog. Mr. Swell, are you there?
I'm right here.
Yeah. Where you get that from? I was in the driver now. Your nice ring where you put on and the church where you put on the black and Mr. Swell, I have a problem. I was for Professor Sarah. Joe, Joe,
Right, call me back. So Christopher Wilson says, I prefer to get my 10,000 a month for the next 5 years as opposed to 3,000 every month in NIS. That 5 extra years is a good investment to achieve my goals. All right. Brian Gomez says NIS is a pyramid scheme. Let each worker get their own personal insurance. Interesting. Let's see who's there. You're live.
Ms. Wells, what
Yes,
did
Guru.
I say? What did I say different to what Barrett already said? Is that the same thing I said? That the people who were getting NIS was not getting the full 3,005, and then they went and increased it to about 3,000. I don't know how much it was, from 2,000 to 3,000. Is that the same thing I said? That he's coming back and saying, I don't know, I don't have the facts and I don't know what I'm talking about? Why is this fellow so ignorant?
So, Guru, why are you not getting pension? Tell me that.
I can't answer that on air.
All right. Well, okay. Sorry.
So the same thing I am saying, Barataria. I don't know, I'm not saying anything different to what you said.
So what
But
is your
for the-
plan for us to deal with this NIS issue?
Just now, for the minister to come on the air and say that the increase in violence towards senior citizens was as a result of the increase in the senior citizens' pension is not true. That is not true because they did not increase the senior citizen pension. They were always getting $3,500 under the last government. So come and give the impression that you raise the senior citizen pension is wrong, is deceptive. Okay?
Right.
And
So
the minister
what's your
already
plan
said,
going forward now here with NIS, Guru? What's your suggestions?
my plan, I have no plan going forward. I receive NIS. And I've been
If they're
getting
telling us the NIS funds could only last another few years, what's going to happen after that?
well, they will have to do what they have to do. But for the minister to come in 2020 and say that the NIS is sound for the next 30 years, that is just to get votes, to deceive the people. And then soon as you win the election, you're coming back now and talking about raising it. Stick to your plan that it is good for the next 30 years and work with that. He said the NIS is good for the next 30 years. Or at least till 2030, he said, till 2030. So what you're coming out of warrior people head now about raising the retirement age to 65. You understand?
Do you
So
think we
they-
have enough seniors that is able-bodied enough to continue working until 65?
I don't know people's health, but 65 I think is the age. A lot of countries people work up to 65 years.
It's something that could work for us.
It could work. I have no problem with that. You understand? Because remember, you'll be getting a salary, right? You'll be getting your salary as normal. What you'll be doing is paying more NIS. You understand? When you retire at 65, you may not live as long as you know to get enough pension to offset the amount you pay. You understand?
Understand?
So that is exactly what they're trying to do. Because they don't say that too much old people living in the country already. They're
I
trying to
didn't
get
know
rid of
that.
some.
Who said that, yeah? You trap. Who said that?
Somebody said that in the government. Some government
Somebody.
official said that.
I tell you, miserable bad, you
Some
know.
government official, I heard that say, old people living too long, and they're trying to get rid of some. But I just want to let Barataria know what I said previously is exactly what he come back and say now. So you make no contribution for him. Thank you.
421 people on the live. If you're now tuning in, you wonder what we're discussing. We're discussing the fact that the Minister in the Ministry of Finance, Brian Manning, met with stakeholders, the Chamber of Commerce and the Greater San Fernando Chamber of Commerce in relations to raising the retirement age from 60 to 65 to help with the depleting funds in the National Insurance Fund. They said we only have assets that could last up to 25 years. What's your thoughts on the issue? Are we prepared as a nation for this? Are we prepared? Let's go. Caller, you live?
Good day, Aisha.
Hey, how you doing, P&M Gemma? You hear your boyfriend come back out? Guru?
You see, that man is not be that.
I'm not getting in between you and Guru.
Aisha, I know what he's speaking about, but let me tell you something. If somebody had said, no government official had said that, somebody had said they never knew that senior citizens would live so old. that people come in, they live in 85, 95, 100 and 510, all kind of different age. So they didn't know that I had to be paying this money for all these years. No, they don't have nobody life in their hand. God have everybody life in their hand. You understand? But that is what was said. If somebody said that on the radio, was no government official that said that. If somebody said that, and there is, our brother would have get NIS, and he would get his pension. He would get 3,000, and then he would get 2,005. Yes. That is what he gets. 5,500 every month. Okay? You see that, Mr. Guru? Go back in the nest.
Thank you so much. I'm going to play some voice notes in a short while. Victor Charles is telling me the retirement age in Barbados is 67. So people are working longer. So now the other conversation is, do we have enough job opportunities for everyone? Because if seniors are being asked to work until 65, usually when they leave the system, we would employ younger persons. But if they are still in the system, do we have enough jobs to supply the younger workforce? These are the conversations we're having this afternoon, hoping that we could come together and come up with a solution. Because as I say, 25 years may sound as a long time, but it would sneak up on us. Are we prepared to deal with it? Some people are saying, well, maybe they need to invest in a pension plan. And maybe you do. Maybe you need to call up one of them insurance company and take out a pension plan. Look for a sound insurance company and pay a little few hundreds a month. So you're sure when you get to 60, you have a check coming in from this company every month to assist with your bills. Maybe it's time for you to talk to an insurance agent. But anyhow you take it, we have things to do. Let's get on top of it. Let's go.
Aisha West, good afternoon, my love. How you going? Tell Guru, I say, on that serious note, tell Guru, go and ask Kamla and Modilal and Surich Rambachan for his pension money. Them know all the money they spend and what they do with it, go and ask them, because them have no problem in Trinidad. They can continue living through the rest of their life because they have money in the wall. Let him go and ask them for that money. See if he could get it from them. They will spit on him.
All right, Kevin Williams says they need to encourage the young to get a pension plan. Go to the Unit Trust Corporation. Althea Allen says they have to bring more people into the system, like doubles vendors, small businesses, but penalize the companies that don't pay their contributions. We could save the NIB. All right, Diane Payne says, I want my NIS at 60. I don't want to hear about 65. While Kevin Williams went on to say, well said, Althea, and the government needs to crack down on those people. Diane says, no, Aisha, we don't have jobs for the young people. While a comment on Facebook came up a short while ago by Stacy. Stacy saying, are the seniors productive at 65? Will they be productive between the ages of 60 to 65? You don't want that you have them on the job and they can't focus. So we're going to go back to the phone lines. I'll play some more voice notes. You're live.
Hi, sister. It is all up to the individual. If I come in for work and I know I'm not functioning, what the sense I come in for? That thing will make no sense, Aisha. But you see, and I explained, there was a ceiling, Aisha Wells, in 2019 or 2020, right? Where the pension, when I mean pension, that means overall, whatever the government give you, whether it's NIS, national pension, there was a ceiling of 4,500. So anybody who was collecting pensions in Trinidad and Tobago cannot collect more than 4,500 from the state. This administration had moved the pension ceiling from 4,500 to 5,500. You understand what I'm saying? So those who collecting NIS and pension, the two-in-one, was collecting a pension of $1,500. Old age pension. The NIS was as it was, 2,500, or how much to the make up they did, 4,500, right? So by raising the ceiling, what the government did is increase their pension from 1,500, the old age pension, to 2,500. So carries them now to the 5,500. And there is a lot of people who work in places and pay their NIS, and they are trying to make it sound like there are more people collecting pension per se than people collecting NIS and pension. That ain't so. Because we have a large working population. But you know, one of our problems is, especially in large corporations in Trinidad and Tobago, especially those who deliver drinks manufacturers, what they do, they don't hire anybody anymore. Those wholesalers are businesses, manufacturers. What they do, they employ a salesman. Give you a contract more or less. So you understand what happened there, Aisha? They're not paying any NIS for you. They're not responsible.
No, they're not responsible for you, yeah.
Right. And in so doing now, you hire 2 young boys to ride on the truck as delivery men. You in our business register, but you're collecting money from this institution and you're paying these 2 workers, these 2 young boys. And they might work for you for the next 7 years. And nothing contribute towards the state because of the way the corporate entity decide to run the business. You understand what I'm saying? And we have to find a way to stop all of that. Because there's a large leakage. Enjoy your evening, sister.
Thank you so much. Every line is lit. Caller, you live.
Hi, good afternoon, Iwer.
Good afternoon, Queen.
This is my first time calling.
Thank you for calling.
This is my first time calling. And my contribution today is there's got to be a seed. There's got to be a seed of point, you know. You can't have someone who works for $15,000 paying the maximum, and you have someone who works for $30,000 and they're paying the same amount as in the NIS.
So you're
there's
saying
going to be a
people,
problem.
1 minute, so people
Thank
should
you.
pay what they earn, or they should pay in accordance with what they work for, what they earn, correct?
Yes. So the higher you go, if you're working for $25,000 a month, and someone works for $15,000 a month, the one, of course, who works for $25,000 should be paying much more than the one who pays $15,000. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And she has a point. She has a very, very salient point, people. Persons have to consider paying what they work for. So she's saying I'm a CPEP worker, for instance, working for about a $2,500 or a month, is paying the same amount to national insurance as a executive, corporate executive, who's working for $25,000 a month. She's saying it can't be. She has a very salient point. A picture of one of our seniors on the screen.
No.
What's your thoughts? Are we prepared for this shift if it happens? You're live.
Yeah, I'm live. I'm calling from Tobago.
Yes, Tobago.
Right. I was listening to the pension retirement of the workers. I was employed in 1973. And at that point in time, the retirement age was 65. If you go back into the archives, you will see that. The union came aboard and changed it to 60. You even work on a Saturday, half day on a Saturday. I am talking because I know, because I was employed around that time. The purpose for the moving the ceiling to 65 is that we have an elderly population. They are very good, intelligent individuals who can work up to 65 because we have an aging population. And we will be able to contribute to the system. Because if you look at what's happening right now, they have people living to 100 and 100, 203. And we are productive people still moving around. So we have to look at that and don't kick down the pail with the water and look for avenues, encouraging you to save more and get involved in pension schemes. And for the union to come aboard and assist the workers that they so love. Thank you for this contribution.
You're
First time call
welcome.
from
Thank
Tobago.
you for calling in Tobago. Beautiful contributions. I hope it's not going to be your last time calling in.
No, I'll call as well and watch on you and watch at your show every evening.
Thank you so much, and I hope to see you when I come to Tobago soon.
Okay, all right.
All the best. So yeah, I'm liking the conversation. We're dealing with real thinkers on the inside now. And let this serve as a conversation that we would put to use. You know, so many afternoons we come here and we chit-chat and we old talk and we laugh and we get kicks. And then years pass and we sit down with this problem on our hands and we're not prepared for it. Make it a date after this long weekend. Chat with your family. Find out which has the best rates as it goes with insurance policies and plans where it comes to NIS or with retirement plans. And go out and have some consultations done. Do as much as you can so you can start to put down your little pennies today so it can help you tomorrow. We're being warned subtly that this change is going to come. Government's already talking with stakeholders. Don't be left like a sitting duck. All right? One thing pains me, as I said, every month is to what senior citizens have to struggle to pay for caregiving services. They reach a state where they can't take care of themselves anymore and they have to pay for help and they don't know where their next dollar is coming from. And the type of company that I run, I don't look at money first. So whether you have it or you ain't have it, we go find a way to give you the care that you need. But at this age, you should not have to worry about who's going to take care of you. Let us start to put systems in place now. Let's go. Caller, you live.
Aisha, good day.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good, thanks.
Aisha, I structure my life to retire at age 60. Because what I'm saying, at least give people an option who would like to retire at 60, give them that option.
Give Trinis an option. Every Trini going to go home at 60.
Princess, listen, no, it have a lot of workers would like to work till 65. I know that.
Okay.
The company, I work in the private sector, and I see a lot of my co-workers who retired. They wish they could have stayed. So what I'm saying, I structure my life to retire at age 60. To come to impose this on me now, there's a serious transformation that I didn't cater for. So what I'm saying is just unfair to some. I'm not saying it's unfair to all. And I believe if NIB was running proper as it should, with accountability and transparency, we wouldn't have been having this problem. Okay? Because at that times, I went to get a readout of my contributions. It have some years 0 contributions, some years 4 contributions, madness. And I have my pay slips to show. See, I get my salary every fortnight. Something is wrong. So what I'm saying, you would have the proper accountability and transparency where that is concerned. NIB shouldn't be going through this problem now. Locked on and listening, present program.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad so many people are getting involved in the program. Troy Mataro says, I am retiring at 40. I am not retiring at no 60 or 65 to dead right after. I know some people work all their life and they can't enjoy their retirement. I have a friend whose mother worked up until her retirement last year, had a big retirement party, got sick in December. Her retirement party was November. She fell sick in December and she was dead in April. She didn't even make it 4 months into her retirement. It's as though as soon as she retired and her body slowed down, sickness take her. It's sad. It's really, really sad. We have a countdown on 2 minutes to go. You're live.
I'm here again, sister.
Welcome back.
You see, what that gentleman just explained this, is sometimes it's not, and we have to understand, this institution that we put money into, if it do invest your money, and here we're going, I contribute 10, let me say I put in $1 a month, and I contribute $10. I am supposed for $12 per year. Now, at the end of my retirement, I have only invested $12, right? And suppose I live 2 years after that. How much do they pay me now? If they pay me back my money. Now they pay me back $24.
Yeah, they pay you back more than what you put in.
Understand what I'm saying? And that is the problem. Not that bad management. It is the problem that people are living longer. And because within the last 5 years, people have lived longer, they put a strain on the NIB. That is why the government had tried to bring in, what they call it, the Revenue Authority. That would include people like me, the doubles man on the side of the road, the coconut water man, right? And all them people long where we just drive down south to go and buy alupai and polori. But because of the recalcitrant minority that we have as an opposition, bawling and squealing, they were only able to pass a minute section of the bill. You understand what I'm saying, sister? Enjoy your day.
Thank you so much. We're going to go for a break. When we come back, I'm going to play some voice notes and read your comments. I got in a little fender bender the other day. And when I got out of the vehicle to assess the damage to mine and to see who the driver was, it was a senior, eh? I wanted to cuss. I couldn't even cuss the man. You know, uncle shouldn't be on the road. Uncle should be home sleeping, resting, enjoying his retirement. But uncle out there looking fade. We're going to go for a break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Anytime that we hit when Bego is facing a crisis, as loyal citizens, it's our duty to stay and assist. For we know that we still there could never become a day. We're not deaf to this country, we can't be. So who wants to go, I have no objection. But while outside I want you to have some consideration.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
There we go. Somebody scream. All who this work hard, just put up all their hands up and work it, work it. I say work it, work it, work it, work it.
You are invited to join Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center, located at number 399 Eastern Main Road, Guayco in Sangre Grande, for the old-time gospel hour all-night prayer. This and every Friday evening on the Street 919 FM from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Designed with you in mind, this program deals with today's issues from a biblical perspective. You will also be given the opportunity to call in and interact with us. Micah 6:8 says, He hath showed thee, O man, what is good and what doeth the Lord require of thee, but to justly and to love mercy and walk humbly with thy God. Your financial support through the First Citizens Bank will be greatly appreciated. Account number 795-222. For further information, call 753-1113 or email us at church668hope@gmail.com.
Join the winning team with Pastor Alkaline John every Monday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m. and every Wednesday evening from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. live on the Street 919 FM as he talks about Lviv, the power of 5 fruits, one of the most powerful antioxidant supplements on the market today. The 5 superfruits in Lviv are mangosteen, acai, pomegranate, gogi, and nuni. These fruits have a positive and profound impact on human health, performance, and disease. Listen to Pastor Alkaline John every Tuesday at 9:05 a.m. and Wednesday at 7 p.m. on the Street 919 FM as he gives live testimonials of the Lviv healing powers. To get more information, you can contact Pastor Alkaline John at 516-286-7079, 516-286-7079, or you can visit his webpage at www.alkalinejohn.com.
Family and friends, we are loving it. The value of it, we are loving it. KFC's new belly full bucket is the talk of the town. Make the young and the old gather round for a belly full of laughs, a belly full of love, a belly full of joy, a belly full of fun.
and 4 regular size for $129. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Councillor for Monrepo Navet Nigel Cotier presents Splash, Bubbles and Foam. Saturday 9th July at Monrepo's grounds from 10 a.m. Splash, Bubbles and Foam. Lots of prizes to be won. Look out for the Councillor's Cup Small Goal. Register now by calling the Councillor's office at 610-2861. All teams must be registered. There is no registration fee. Splash, Bubbles and Foam. Saturday 9th July, Monrepo grounds from 10 a.m. The football starts at 10 a.m. and the fun events will start at 3 p.m.
Every Friday, it's all about Fire Mood Soca Fridays with MC Duke and Selector Kochi from 6 straight to 9 p.m. blazing all the latest and past soca hits. So remember, make it a line, make it a day, rock and come in, you know. It's all about Fire Mood Soca Fridays on the Street 919 FM. You don't know.
Tune into the Street 91.9 FM
every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
for the Repairing of the Breach radio program with me, Bishop Showinal Thomas.
The scripture says, and they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places.
Thou shalt raise up the foundation of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairers of the breach, the restorers of the paths to dwell in.
Don't miss it. Repairing the Breach radio program with Bishop Sherwin R. Thomas on the Street 919 FM every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
If you're experiencing pain, constipation, headaches, poor blood circulation, high or low blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, swollen or darkened feet, come visit us at Health and Wealth Lifestyle, located at 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria, opposite Eastern Credit Union. We at Health and Wealth Lifestyle offer a wide range of services. Come and experience our new 3D analyzer, which allows you to have a look inside your body. We also provide live blood analysis, iridology, ionic foot detox with foot soak and foot massage, aquatherapy, full body massage, and organic supplements on sale such as Nano Silver, Nano Zinc, Body Light, cold pressed sesame oil, and more. Health and Wealth Lifestyle, located at number 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria, opposite Eastern Credit Union. For more information, call 275-8359 or 288-1108.
Join Nicole Huggins for Health and Wealth Lifestyle every Monday from 9:05 a.m. to 9:55 a.m. right here on the Street 919 FM.
Tune in to the Street 919 FM every Thursday from 10:05 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. for the program Straight and Narrow, The Way of Life, The Health Store, being brought to you by Mrs. Arlene Collins Mohammed. For more information, check us out on Facebook or Instagram at Straight and Narrow, or visit our website at www.opulence.com/Arlene for Life. You can also call or WhatsApp at 309-4697 or 620-9379.
Hi, I'm Valentine Garcia.
And I'm Nikki Garcia.
Please join us on the Final Hour broadcast every Thursday at 9 a.m. on the Street 919 FM radio.
Every week we will journey into the amazing Word of God. So please join us.
See you then.
Good about I'm looking like it real bad.
Are you ready for that boat experience again? The Sea Champion and the Embassy say, book with us for that unforgettable boat ride experience. Sea Champion leaving from King's Wharf, San Fernando, and the Embassy leaving from Breakfast Shed, Port of Spain, or Westside Trinidad. For more information, call 399-5959 to 814723 or email us at coralvisiontT@gmail.com. Book now and reserve your cruise.
Hey, that boat, I look like it's not wet.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
If we just give one more try, life could be much sweeter. We could make it if we try. Just a little harder. If we just get one more try, that could be much sweeter. We could make it if we try. Just a little harder now, a little harder. One more try.
Much for staying with us. Thank you so much for staying with us. Let me get these voice notes on the inside. Try to clear some of them up.
Also, where's me again here? What I try to understand, right here I see, ne? This is no joke here, this is serious talk. You work all the days of your life in the institution, you work in government, you work out of government, you understand? And you contribute all the things to pay your bills, pay in national insurance, pay health charge, you pay everything. And it have some people leave here, like Wall Street and them, leave and go in America and live all their life, they never contribute nothing here. And if Wall Street want to come back here tomorrow, please God, the government gonna give you a pension. You understand? How that works? How that works? And then you're cheating the US government up there to come and say you're getting pension down here. You ain't getting nothing down here. So you're getting pension up there and here. I know somebody getting 2 pension from the States and in Trinidad. And people don't know that happening right here in TNT.
Pleasant good evening, Miss Aisha. Well, thank you, listening public. Aisha, why it is it always had to be the poor people, the hard-working people in this country had to be feeling the brunt? When I say the poor working class, I mean the minority in that aspect. Aisha, the government knows this is an easy solution. And you cannot compare America and all the larger countries in this regard where paying taxes is concerned and NIB in this present situation, because all citizens in America pay taxes. All. In Trinidad and Tobago, we don't have every citizen paying taxes. I want the government to do a research again and come up with the statistics again, where it stated only 40% of citizens in this country contribute to NIS. Only 40, and then we in that regards, we have businesses who are actually not paying contributions of NIS for their employees. We have witnessed that where the pandemic and the grants were in that regard. So why it is the government don't put better measures in place where all citizens, not some, all citizens have to pay taxes, where the taxi drivers pay some taxes as well now, NIS? Yeah, they contribute to their own pension, the retirement pension as well too. Huh? Why do the public servants and the certain business people who are paying taxes, right, and contributing on the behalf of their employers have to take the burden to pay taxes for those who are not paying none? That is unfair. Let the doubles people pay some taxes now. Let the jail people pay some taxes now. Everybody when they claim when they retire, let them pay some taxes now. In fact, let the government pay some taxes too now. Let the Prime Minister as well as all of them pay some taxes too now, man. I find it unfair, man. It's a simple fix. Let them come up with measures, and I can help them and guide them to the ways how to get their money. It's simple. It's very simple. They come up with an online solution where anytime you go to any business place and where VAT is concerned, you just punch in the VAT number that you now receive from the cashier, where they get your receipt upon all the items you purchase, and you get VAT. You get all in. Take a photocopy of it, mail it to the government, and you would see. Email it to the government, and you would see what company evading taxes in this country. So everybody have a mandate to email what grocery items you buy, how much tax you paid. So that is one solution for that. Now in the other regards, where the employees paying their employer, the employer is paying the employees' taxes. All the person has to do is just make sure that's go and verify.
Good afternoon. In many countries across the world, there is a problem with government pension and NIS. And one of the main reasons for that is the exponential population growth of these countries. We are not excluded from that dilemma or problem. How can it be fixed? There is no one fix to it. People have to understand the history of the NIS scheme and pension plan. Some people say it's a pyramid scheme. Depending how you look at it, you could say so, because there are a group of people who contribute to NIS and another group of people who hardly contribute who benefit, because when you look at the NIS scheme, it is collected by employers, submitted to the government. Majority of people who work in the country that contribute to NIS are basically public servants. We have the private sector who also contribute, but we know in the past that a lot of private companies never contributed the money to the NIS. We heard that from both governments. So we have people contributing, people not contributing, and then there are people who don't contribute, which is many of the self-employed people who for whatever reason are unable to contribute, although the law states that they can contribute. And everybody, once they reach 60, 65, collects a pension. Everybody. So whether you contribute or not, you're collecting a pension. So it's obvious there are people who props up the National Insurance Fund. And there are many who make no meaningful contribution who benefit. So obviously there will be a problem. The fix, we need a proper, productive workforce in the National Insurance Board to ensure that all contributions are collected from these private businesses and from the government. We need proper actuaries who can make proper investments of the pension plan, because that's what happens. They invest the money, and that investment is what is used to pay out over the years. It's really an investment. And we need honest people in the private sector businesses to collect, because when they take out the money from the employees and remit it to the state, because they're taking out money from people who working, he ain't remitting it, and then when these people come to collect, there's issues with the contributions. So it's not a one fix. There's a whole myriad of things that needs to be done to fix it. But one of the biggest problems is the population growth. More and more people being born, so therefore more and more resources needed to help these people who are living. And as much as there are people saying that get an insurance, which is good, and I all for insurance, but in order for that to work as well, we need proper regulation of the insurance companies. Again, proper regulations for accountability insurance companies, so we don't end up with an next CLICO. You know how much people lost the money in CLICO, myself being one, who spent years contributing to a pension plan to lose the money when CLICO fall through because of mismanagement and hedge funding and people embezzling the money. And a lot of poor people lost the money in CLICO. So it's not just saying insurance is the best thing to go and get an insurance plan. It's a proper insurance regulated company. That is what we need. And as much as there are people saying that get an insurance.
Good afternoon, Aisha. Yesterday, Gemma, she given her a full card. I know she has saying the piano, she's paying and she only paying saying she's 4, you know. Wish I could mention to get the full card. Aisha go like mana with Gemma. Good afternoon, Aisha. Gemma given her full cards. Wish I could mention to get a full card. She that paying them saying she is 4, you know, she have more than you in the paying them, like, but she might give on full card. Ask why I couldn't meet you now, get it now. Yeah.
Gemma, why you promised this man a food card? You see why I had to go through? Gemma, come and cash in on your promises, eh?
Aisha, good afternoon. The problem I see in Trinidad is that there are too many people paying no tax and national insurance. The farmers ain't paying tax, the taxi drivers ain't paying tax, the man with the parlor ain't paying tax. You know what money out there and the government can get? And when retirement come now, everybody looking for something. A simple thing the last time with this pandemic, everybody wanted to get money. But nobody was in the system who crying out and they need money. You have to be in the system to get certain things. But the problem in Trinidad also is they never start to fix anything from the top. They started trying to fix it from the bottom come up. It don't work like that. When the people, employers not putting the people NIS, how you expect them to get money? You should be able to walk in INS and see how much contribution you pay and what and all this thing. They're not doing that down there. They're doing like that's private property. You can't access to that. So there's a whole lot of stuff to be fixed down there, and until they do that, nothing will happen pretty soon.
Well, let me read some comments on YouTube. Patricia McKenzie said a person contributed 7 contributions. Their worth was $84, and they received a debt benefit of $7,500. How fair is that? We're going again. Prohibited says pension is a mandatory payout from a government. NIS is what you contribute during your working years. So I guess he thinks people should know the difference. Ban Bango says, does he knows that only 50% of people in TNT gets a 24 hours 7 supply of water? I wonder how does that affect one's daily baths. I don't know how that adds to the conversation, but okay. I'm going to go back to the phone lines. Let's see who's there. Caller, you live.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Hi, Tanti. How are you? You're breaking up, Tanti. Stay one place. Call me back, Tanti. You're breaking up really badly. Let's see who's there. Caller, you live.
Hi, Miss Wells. Good afternoon.
How are you?
And to the listening public. I am fine, thank you. One of my things, let me clear up a few things. If you don't make contributions to NIS, you have nothing to collect. Even if you have a card and you never made contributions, you have nothing to collect. If you make under stipulated amount that you're supposed to pay, they calculate it by whatever means they use, and you get a lump sum. If you make all your contributions and over-contribute, when they calculate it again, you're going to get how much it is owed to you. But there are a lot of people who don't know that you can go into them and be compensated for the overpayments that were made. So people need to know things like these. One of my questions for years has always been, what happens to the contributions that people made and they died before they attained the age of 60 so that they could cash in? And then another thing is, people are making contributions. They die before they attain the age of 60. They have minor children who receive a meager $600 a month. And when these children get to the age of 19, they stop it. So I need to know what is the calculation that is done, where that money goes, and that kind of thing. And then people are talking about the senior citizen pension. That is a grant. And there are a lot of stipulations that goes with if you're going to receive the $3,500 or less than. So a lot of people need to learn the differences. But those two questions that I had there, I wish somebody could clear that up for me, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and they're valid questions. Caller, you're live.
Hi, good day. This is the same Christopher Wilson. Are you hearing me, sir?
Very clearly.
Yes. I don't have a problem with the NIS. I think that, as you stated, citizens have to reorganize themselves. And as long they reorganize themselves and eat properly and take care of the health, I think you could go to the extra 5 years. Become a teacher presently at Bishop St. Henry College, and a lot of retirees came with us and they worked 5 years extra, and they could have gone more, but we just had to open up for the younger recruits. And when we sent out advertisement for the young recruits, we took a long time to get the young teachers to come. So it's not, the problem is not much about the years, it's about reorganizing yourself, your health, and you could go the distance.
So the treasury broke and they say that reset and jamming. So to foreign countries really start migrating. They lose faith in the country, they say we going down the drain. They say no more could we see happy times again. But the will to recover in my people like have confidence. Although many may seem to feel that I talking nonsense. But the majority of we decide we're not going to run, because now is the time to show we patriotism. For we country facing is dark, is sour. So our people need us today more than ever. But in our fight to recover, if ever you feel to surrender, it have one little thing that I want you always remember. We could make it if we try. Just a little harder. If we just get one more try, life would be much sweeter. The country we analyze just what was the problem. Yes, we start making very positive moves to solve them. We fired the old set of managers we had working, and it's a new group we went and we bring in. And if the goods we require, them new managers not supplying. When election time come back wrong, it's new ones we bring in. But if it's one thing about my people, I could guarantee that they would never ever put party before country. I know the country facing is dark, is sour, and our people need us today more than ever. But in our fight to recover, if ever you feel to surrender, you have one little thing that I want you always remember. We could make it if we try.
All right, so I have some voice notes to play. Let me see if I could get them in quickly.
Yes, good afternoon, Aisha. You see the national insurance depleting because there's too much old people working and the young people there with their qualifications, and they're not looking to train them to work in these ministries and different government works and so on. That is why the funds depleting, because when you reach 60, you have no national insurance to pay. So I find all them old foul and them when they cross over 60, it's time for them to go home and start hiring the young people, and them. It have a lot of young qualified people that could do this job, send them old foul home and let them younger people go out there and work so the funds could build back up.
Yes,
You see the problem, Aisha, was a lot of people in this country do have a good grasp of the English language, and many others can't check. And we hear that when they're talking about essay and comprehension, CSEC, a lot of people unprepared and who fail in English and who fail in maths. If you don't have a good grasp of the English language, you wouldn't understand most things, even if it's being explained to you. And life is about maths, adding, subtraction, multiplying, even in family planning. And if you don't have a good grasp of English language and you can't check, you're going to have problems in life and living. So you wouldn't understand what is investment, what needs to be added and what needs to be subtracted. So if you're claiming someone one of your message read about people with water, let me understand this, not a sidetrack. But when plenty people go and squat on lands and land grab, how they expect to get water? How they expect to get lights? Do they understand that it costs Tiantec and Wassa millions of dollars to run the infrastructure for them to get water and lights? And ask these people what do they pay towards that infrastructure coming for them to get the water and lights? But they just get it. And ask them what contribution do they actually made in terms of taxes, land taxes, building taxes, water rates, when the time comes to pay. See the problem in this country? I will say again, everybody apparently wants the government to mind them from childhood to adulthood, and everybody expects everything free from the government because it's an oil and gas country, and we, the people, own the oil and gas because we put it there, and we just dig it out. So we're supposed to get the money and the benefits from it. That is the problem. Again, attitude of the people in this country, why we suffering a lot of the problems we're suffering. I actually wonder how many people understand the national insurance scheme and how it operates. How many people actually read the act?
Let's see who's on the outside. You're live.
As sure as Preacher in the house.
Hi, Preacher.
All right, so let me contribute. Because what I was saying around here is that a lot of people who in the insurance who pay in NIS, they're not sure if the boss is taking out insurance and all that. And this is 2022. What I think we should have app or something, right? So that when you pay, like you could just go into the app and you could see if your contribution is paid, and you could know how much contribution they make and all them kind of things. I don't think that is something hard to do. You understand? So that people could follow up on the NIS payments and stuff, right? And a lot of yes, we have a lot of old people. We have a lot of old people. I don't know how the guy used the word old foul, but there's a lot of old people who, when they reach the age, they cannot resist to go on another 5 years, and it might be difficult. But I think they have something in place for those people who may have those issues that they cannot contribute to. They could apply for whatever. So what I think we should do is to get somebody in from the NIS board to enlighten us about that aspect. We will be just in things. But whoever can make a good contribution so that the NIS could this could be better like the app. That's an excellent thing because I know that people are looking. And when they go to things, they say, nobody never take out no money. The company never pay the money for them. And they have them in court and nothing. So that's there's a lot of money they're losing like that too. You understand? And the next thing is some people who didn't make the contribution, right? I think what happened is some up in front. So that's the next thing I have to take into consideration. Right? Like people who make the 750 contribution, they when they reject it, they just collect a lump sum or something like that, a some person, right? But all those are things that we need to understand. You know, so that is my little contribution for this evening.
Thank you so much, Preacher. Caller, you live.
Hi, sister, me again.
Hi.
I love that voice, no time. You see, if you don't understand maths, I don't want to stray from the contribution from the topic, so I want to raise a point. In America, right? The American government decides that businesses making noise, pandemic, they want money. So the subsidies to help them along to keep people employed. So the American government, you want $5 billion, you want so much, government give them a loan. So think about, you own Neil and Marcy, right? And you to ask the government for a loan to keep Neil and Marcy afloat for the next 2 years under the pandemic, and the government give you a loan. But I buy shares in Neil and Marcy, and you and other people buy shares in Neil and Marcy, and realize that the stock price going up. And you know what they do with the money that the government gave to them? They come back and buy back the shares from me and you and Harry and Paul. And by buying back the shares from me and you and Harry and Paul, I now in full control of the company and could demand the cost of food around the world. That is what Harry where we is today. So let me move on. What we have to understand, these people has invest with money. And because of what I just explained there, the money that we invest to come back to pay a man who live longer than the contributions he contribute, can't do that. Just as the lady explained in the text, a man contribute less than $100, but he gets $7,000 funeral grant. The person with the child, that might be one child, but what would that person who have 3 children? 6 by 3 is $1,800 a month I have to give to you. And as the man say, think about you as a squatter. I don't give you, I had to put lights in your community, depending on where you live. I had to fix your road. That also benefits the child. Again, that child, if you look sharp, free books to go to school, free education. Think about this, Aisha Wells. We just make noise because you in it, just allow me. You in it, and that man was very disrespectful to the elderly folks. I have a lady, I just call she my teacher. See, beside Mr. Chance, she is 70 years and just finished her master's, and she goes around Trinidad and Tobago for the state teaching people in university at 70. And here we're going in the gym, swimming, and here we're going on driving. I can't drive like she. Watch me, if that lady was my mother, I would be a millionaire about 20,000 times at 70 years old. Because here we're going on. You see experience, you can have all the education in the world. Nothing beats experience. Old folks could teach young folks. That's why they still have them here. Because if all of them go on, we're in a mess. But anyhow, let me stay to the point. The government, now, think about it, Aisha Wells. Here what does get? I get a subsidy on water. I get a subsidy on light. And I get a subsidy on gasoline in Trinidad and Tobago. If you're an old person in America and you don't have an insurance, who coming to take care of you, Aisha Wells? In Trinidad and Tobago, don't care where you contribute, you get a pension. And here what's going on? You're 70 years old, collecting a pension that you drive a taxi for your life or you sell coconut water or doubles for your entire life. And at the end of it, you get 3,500. And here what's going on? I still taking care of you because if you have sugar, I give you free insulin. You mightn't get it all the time as you would like to, but here we're going, I give you free insulin. You're suffering with pressure, I give you free pressure tablets. Which part in America that could happen? I see people in America who suffer with sugar, here we're going on, substitute something for horse, what they're giving horse because they can't afford to buy insulin. And in Trinidad and Tobago, the state gives you that free. You know how happy we is? We don't know how happy we is. Sister, go and enjoy it. That's what the PNM do for us.
Thank you, Barataria. Thank you so much. Let me get some more voice notes in. Get you guys on the inside. Hold up on the calls. Let me just clear up some of these voice notes.
Yeah, Asha, me again here. So, the next 5 years, right, these venues and them in the country, they line up to get pension just now too. Because they working in all them institutions right now. And you can't blame them because they're working. So when time for them to get a pension, they had to get a pension too, because the any day, if this man can live in America for so long, like Wall Street, and come back here after and get pension, why didn't I get pension here too? This law needs to change. You never contribute nothing to Trinidad, you have nothing to get. Why you want to spend all your days in America and then come back here and telling me you want to get pension? And I don't be working hard and contributing these international wells. We need to put something together here because every government come in and come out is the same thing. The man tell me he don't mind dog. And he's seeing dog shit in the yard every day. That is wrong. We need to fix that. And he plays bang, you know. When the dog jumping in the wall and shit in he yard and jumping back out. So this is what we're talking about. Why is you paying for somebody who was living out of the country or somebody never contribute nothing? You understand? They're gambling and they block all the days of your life. You don't want to work no way. But after you reach 60, you line up to get pension. And you're boasting that you're getting pension. And you never do nothing to help society. So why we have to continue that? And I work in all the days of my life hard contributing. And you know I work no way in your life. But after you be 65 or 60, you only know NIS pension. How that can happen? Why we are allowing that here? Why the government so dotage and see that, right? All the government come to Trinidad is all of them dotage and see that? And talk about 40%. Send these people who are not working, they have nothing to get. Stop that. I find that I time me put on me foot for this boy. I fed up with that. I know some people never work no days in their life. And I had to be 65. They get pension. I almost 60. I had 2 years again to be 60. And my partner, he older than me. I see he never work a day in his life. But he getting pension already, a nice pension. Why?
Thank you. Caller, you're live.
Aisha, good afternoon.
How are you?
I am fair to find. Or find the fair. I don't know which one. All right, we're discussing the issue of NIB today, right? Correct is right?
Correct is right.
Right. I like interaction, you know, so I want to know you're hearing me. Right. First things first. That lady who just made a point about people who reach 65, they ain't work no way. They contribute to nothing. They work, but they contribute to no program or scheme or whatever you want to call it, whether it be NIB or likewise, and they get in pension. The second thing, there should be now a new provision. If you have not contributed and you live all your full life, well, then you must be getting income somewhere to live. And you have family and things too, some of them. Now, the second thing is that I know that when they're going to apply for pension or these things, they ask you if you ever how much years you spend abroad and all them kind of chalala. And some people are very dishonest. Unless they decide to go and investigate and check their passport and check the track record. I do feel like nobody who spend a considerable time outside the country, help build another country, are now looking for weekends. Well, let me say weekends and in inverted commas, right? And that is the second thing. The third thing is NIB of itself is slack because you have not done any clamping down since 1970s to now to see if everybody is complying with the law. And nobody did anything about it. The fourth thing, and I don't think I hear anybody in my little listening this afternoon, talk about the investments made by the boards of NIB over time. Are these investments paying off, or are they dead, or are they written off? All of these things. The first thing, we now come to a new category. Now, remember when the migrant situation started, they say, all right, you could come and work and wherever, but they wouldn't pay no NIS because they don't know how long they're working for, thing. And that is a recipe where a lot of Trinidadians are being laid off in preference to the migrants because the employers, in many respects, don't have to worry about NIS contribution again. What should happen? And now if you look at it, a number of migrants are seeking help from the health services. Who has to pay for that? Is it them or is it us? If I travel to another country, Aisha, and I get sick or a companion of mine gets sick, and I go to their hospitals in that country, because I am not a citizen of that country, I have to pay for the services. And Aisha, what I'm telling you is a real life story. I was in Barbados in 2018. My wife took in ill, and she had to be hospitalized for 2 days. And it came up to some kind of 28,000 Barbados dollars, which is 14,000 US dollars. And, we had to find the money to pay. Now, thankfully, they were kind enough to write it off, given our special circumstance. Both of us are persons with disabilities. She unfortunately passed away. But anybody could come to Trinidad, and not know it. I know people who've come from other islands, come to Trinidad, get free health service at our expense. They did not pay a contribution or anything of the sort. You understand? So all of these little pitfalls are putting us where we are today. You understand? Now, there are a number of people who are still outside the loop of NIS. You understand? All the doubles, all the vendors, all the, people, all the mechanics, a lot of them don't pay. A lot of them do under the house operation. You understand? So there are many pitfalls to this problem. We shouldn't blame one government or the other, but we have to blame, everybody has to take some blame, some responsibility for the chaos we now find ourselves in. In the early days, pension used to be, NIS used to be given at age 65. And then somebody generously say, well, look, let me bring it down to 60 because, after 55, half of the production we used to get before from an individual, you no longer get. Understand? And this was probably why, and then a lot of people. But there are many persons who are living over 65. We are not there. I am not a health expert, but all who live over 65, all who live up to 100, I congratulate them. They must be doing something right. You understand? There are some of us who die at age 56. So it's a number of factors that we have to take into consideration. Stop blaming everybody else. Stop, using the yellow and red flags. Let us look at this in a holistic, in a serious position. And, the NISD must be called to account for all the investments made over almost 50 years, because 1972, this NIS thing started, right? So it's almost 50 years that we have been in operation. And if we are bossing, as the local people say, well, then we have bad management. Thank you very much. I hope my contribution has been worthwhile.
It has been. Thank you so much for sharing. I didn't realize so many people wanted to discuss this topic. I'm glad we was able to vent and to deal with it. Every line in the studio is lit. Caller, you live.
Good afternoon, Aisha.
How you doing, Mano?
Well, I'm here, taking it live. Well, let you see the national insurance business. I retired 10 years before time. But I put everything in place before I retire. When time comes to collect an NIS, I went 2 months before I reached 60. Put everything in line. The company didn't pay a certain amount of whatever. I went and get that in line, take everything easy. When I reached 60, the first month I started getting whatever. You have to put things in place. You can't go work and say government do this, because the same people who working in office is the same people quarreling about what's not happening and they're not doing the work that they're supposed to do. When they retire, they're quarreling about somebody else. When you're in the office, do what you're supposed to. You work in the night, do what you're supposed to do. You work in Panam or American or whoever. When it's the time up, you're supposed to take out contribution and send the NS do that. But you sit down in the office, clean your fingernails, doing nothing. And when the time comes, you blame the government or somebody else. When I started work, an old fella told me, he said, young man, he said, working for some money, put aside something, and don't interfere at all. I was about 19 years that time. He said, put aside something and don't ever interfere. Don't matter if you're broken, don't touch it. Do like if you don't have it. Aisha, I take his advice. I did that, and up to now, I hadn't interfered with that. Say the money itself, I hadn't interfered with that. I get the interest all the time. This is what people have to put aside something. You can't spend everything when it's only government. It's the government, and who is government and all the money from. They pay what they want to pay, water bill, they want to pay land tax, they want to pay this, they want to pay, or you don't want to pay what. They want people who can pay water. No people will get to just cut your light. All you do things and build this country. Don't go and complain. Do something for yourself, put aside something for the rainy days. Save something for when you get older, so you could stand up on that. Come on. And give something when you could afford to give it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mano.
Good afternoon, Aisha Wells. My question is that if you're working under the government, right? The other day I went and did some checking up on the contribution, and is about 3 or 4 years contribution just missing. Understand? And I don't know, like, okay, how the process, how this work, how this could be happening and working with the government. Right? That is my question.
You're the second person raised this issue with me in about a month. Someone messaged me about the same thing. They were monitoring their contributions, and where they should be, they are not there. And they also want to know if the NIS is bumping people off of the system. And here's how she found out. She was getting close to retirement age and wanted to check up and make sure everything is okay. And she's lacking about 10 payments that should have been there. She checked it last year, so she was aware what should have been there. And when she checked back this year, she's behind. So I don't know what they're doing, but the most I can tell you is to monitor it, check it now, write it down if you think you will forget, to know where you're at, so when you check again at a later date, you can confirm where you should be. Caller, you live.
Yes, good afternoon, Aisha.
Good afternoon.
Aisha, I want to say something to a disrespectful caller who called earlier on and spoke about old foul. And I want to tell him, is an old cock named Dr. Eric Williams that fought against the union to put this NIS in place, because when he introduced it, they objected against it, and he went to Parliament and make it law so that when he reached a retirement age, you could have get something to live on until death. I want to let him know is an old cock named Butler that fought in this country, you understand, for the workers, betterment of the workers under colonial rule. So all the old cock, when he went to school, it's not a young cock or a hen that teach him, is an old cock or a hen that taught him in school. He must be respectful to the elders, because they are the ones who have laid the foundation for all the youth who are enjoying, and whatever you're enjoying today, they are the ones that lay the foundation. And I would like the government to put things in place, or set up a organization or something to deal with those businessmen that when you go in the business place and you buy something, they're not giving you a receipt, and they will keeping the VAT. Millions of dollars this government is losing because of these people, and the consumer, the people who are buying, they are not demanding their receipt. They pay and they walk out, and they keep the VAT, and they are enjoying everything in this country like everybody else. Have a good evening.
Thank you so much. Caller, you live.
Good afternoon, Aisha.
Yes, Gemma. Gemma, give food card, this food card you have
No,
for here.
I just want to answer to him. I say, look, Mr. Gentleman, stop selling rumors and meeting. I never said that I have food card given up. Where I get the food, I don't have food card for myself. Must I say get it give you? You hear what I'm telling you? I just call it food card because they already make it bacchanal about food card. And I never said that I got PNM. I said I have wrong PNM since I was 4 years old, because I born 1952, the 11th of May. You understand? And PNM got in power in 1956. I was 4 years old when PNM got in power. You hear me, Mr. Gentleman? So please stop spreading rumors on my name. You hear what I'm telling you? I don't have no food card. I just go straight and buy my food over the counter with cash money. Stop spreading rumors on me. You hear what I'm telling you? Okay. Case closed.
Case closed. Let's go. Caller, you live.
Good afternoon as well. Hello?
Go ahead, caller. I'm hearing you.
Yeah. I just wanted to just put a little thing in the mix with in terms of NS, because I've had workers who have expenses of that. What people need to do, a lot of workers, before you reach 60, about 3 years before you reach retirement age, you need to go to NIS to make sure that your name is spelled properly, your date of birth is there, and you have made all your payments. If you're a monthly paid officer or a daily paid officer, and you have your pay slip that shows that your contributions have been coming out every fortnight or every month, and the records at NIS show that you have payments missing, what you need to do is go to your accounts department, and they will have to present a worksheet, a pay sheet, that will have to go back to National Insurance or to verify that those money will be paid. I had a personal experience with somebody where they were working was not paying nobody unless they were taking the money from the contribution and putting it into the bank. When the money make interest, they were using that interest. And it's only when National Insurance, NIB, wrote to that particular place that they were fined and then they paid everybody money. So sometimes the workplace where you don't pay the money and those contributions, they use it within the business because they put it in the bank, use the interest from it. And it's only when you know who's going to retire, they are telling you that you don't have the payments, you didn't make enough, and you know you have been paying every month based on your payslip. When there's an inquiry done, then the ministry, wherever you work, will then have to pay everybody. But you don't lose anything, but you have to mind your business. Go and check all that, and I tell them multi-paid officers, daily paid officers, also check your pension and leave records. Don't wait until your retirement, about 2 or 3 years before, to make sure it is in order. Because when it goes to computation down at the short street there by the Treasury, St. Vincent Street, the short street there, there's a process there. So if when your documents are sent there for retirement, you have to go and check to make sure, because if there's any error, anything like that, and you don't go and check, you might find yourself you didn't get your pension for 4 and 5 years, and then says the government bad and this one bad and that. You need to go and check your business. So any error, anything, you the one will have to make the wrong, so go back to where you was working and to get all the information and bring it. These things happen, so you have to be conscious of what's happening. Yes, there are errors made that is not yours. Yes, there are things that happen that is not totally above board and all that. We have all that in the mix. But you as an individual, you have to go and check your business and walk it through. Otherwise, you will end up in a situation, reach 60, and your documents in a mess. You can't go back in the workplace because you don't work there anymore. Nobody has time with you. So while you're working, make use of that and make sure your business in order. I just wanted to drop that in the mix also. Thank you.
Today more than ever, but in our fight to recover, if ever you feel to surrender, it have one little thing that I want you always remember. We could make it if we try, just a little harder. If we just get one more try, life would be much sweeter. Analyze just what was the problem. Yes, we start making very positive moves to solve them. We fire the old set of managers we had working, and it's a new group we went and we bring in. And if the goods we require them new managers not supplying, when election time come back wrong, it's new ones we bring in. But if it's one thing about my people, I could guarantee that they would never ever put party before country. And now the country facing is dark, is sour, and our people need us today more than ever. But in our fight to recover, if ever you feel to surrender, you have one little thing that I want you always remember. We could make it if we try, just a little harder. If we just give one more try, life would be much sweeter. Treasury was full and happy time some was enjoying. It's in over and laugh and keep poor people was living. Now the treasury flat and the country come back to square one. Poor people remain on the same old ghetto injunction. But look at the economy return today on some footing. It's the same poor people, 10 days and cola they're taking. And with out social unrest, poor people paying the price. Because they know for the country nothing too much to sacrifice. And if the country faces its darkest hour, so our people need us today more than ever. But in our fight to recover, if ever you feel to surrender, it have one little thing that I want you always remember. We could make it if we try, just a little harder. If we just give one more try, life could be much sweeter. Trinbago is facing a crisis. As loyal citizens, it's our duty to stay and accept. For we know to ourselves there could never become a day. We're not deaf to this country, we can't repay. So who wants to focus go? I have no objection. But while outside I want you to have.
All right, good looking people. We're getting ready to shut down today's show. I want to thank you guys so much for staying with me. It has been a very productive conversation. We hope to have more productive conversations like this in the very near future. I'm really proud of you guys. Thank you for staying with us. As I usually say, TNT, do a good deed today. Until tomorrow, when we come with something else, something new, something hot on the official station that defends the nation, the Street 919 FM. Have a good one.
Remember, we could make it.